So I just got a controller, finally. Hold up. It's plugged into some things. I just got done. I literally just got finished using it. But I got a controller, period. Standard SRT, nothing crazy, light work, no reaction. But I want to talk about some of the things I've noticed that I was not prepared for. So this is not my first official day like DJing. I was DJing on my computer for about a year until I got a controller, and I basically know how to use it because of that. So whoop-de-doo for me. But since I didn't have a controller, I was I was I was I was using music not through Beat Source and all of that because I figured why subscribe to a music DJ subscription if I don't have a controller and I'm still learning, right? So I was going about my methods of downloading music, and it got the job done. But what I find is that I come into problems with shit because it's not as advanced as it's portrayed. I initially started on the DJ app, like on the phone. I found that app like 2 or 3 years ago, and I've been using it on my computer a little bit because I like the stem separation it does with the songs. But the reason I quit using the DJ software on my computer was because there's a bug in the program to where even if you separate the stems and the BPM is matched beautifully, is synced beautifully, it's no mess ups, the program will start to fuck it up on purpose. It'll literally start to fuck it up on purpose. So even if it's matched perfectly, it's synced perfectly, the stems are perfect, it'll literally start to just like it'll slow the track down, or it'll speed it up, or it'll turn it to like this really awful pitch. And it's not a problem that me as a user is causing. It's a problem in the software because they want you to pay for XYZ. But I find a lot of times, even when you pay for the subscription or the premium, it's still bullshit in the programming. And this is kind of where I'm getting to. So the DJ app, that's an app. That's a app I download on my phone and my computer. So I decided, okay, well, maybe I need to invest in actual DJ software because the DJ app is more of like a beginner, though that's how it's marketed, like a beginner friendly type of DJ software. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to get into like Rekordbox and Serato and like what's considered DJ, meccas. So I've been messing around with Rekordbox, Serato, and another one, but I find I really don't like Rekordbox. I really, 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 I don't know why I'm not a fan of Rekordbox. But Serato is similar to the DJ app, DJ Lite or whatever. So I've been on that for like the past 6 months, and you know I find that it doesn't glitch. It's crazy because it has its own problems. So it's not perfect either, but it doesn't glitch in the way that the DJ app does. But where I find lacks in the Serato software is the lack of the amount of work you have to do to get stems. Like in the DJ app, all you have to do is press stems and you can get the harmonies, the bass, the drum, and the lyrics. That's amazing. Harmonies, bass, drum, and the words, the vocals. That's beautiful. So in the DJ app, you can break the song down into those 4 stems seamlessly, no problem. For some reason in Serato, you have to go to this and do that and analyze this and do all this. Like they make it complicated. But my point is, they're making it complicated under the illusion that it costs more money because the technology is more advanced and it uses more battery power. I literally read up on it because I just got off of it, and I was trying to separate the stems in a James Brown song, and well, two problems popped up. The first problem is it said I had to read more about the stem. So I go to read more. I go to the website and I'm reading it, and it's basically telling me like why you got to do all this way because it takes more battery power and it's more of a complicated process, so you have to bullshit. That's what it was saying. It was saying bullshit. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care, I'll just go through the extra complicated steps and use the extra battery power, whatever. So I'm trying to do it, and tell me why, if you're using Apple Music, you cannot separate stems with Apple Music's licensing. Well, what the fuck is the point of the licensing? What is the point? And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm just so fed up with living on this earth and with capitalism. It's not just America. The West is just pioneering. It's just really head first in it right now. Like it's really like it's really like but capitalism is the way of the whole world. Like even communists and other types of social whatever the fuck, I can't think that deep right now, but all countries are participating in capitalism. So it's not even a thing of the West, it's just a thing of it's how you make the dollar turn, by giving the illusion that you have to pay more to experience something that's already made. Like if I can see, if I could press a button and seamlessly have the stems of a song translated in one program that's supposed to be cheaper, and for a beginner, a basic pro, a basic, I said basic, let me calm down. A beginner basic programming, then why in the version where I'm supposed to pay money is it all of these steps and it's so complicated, and you're justifying it by saying it takes all of these RAMs? No, it doesn't. This free version does it at the click of a button. So it's just this fucking scam of having to pay. You gotta pay for this, you gotta pay for that, you gotta pay for this, you gotta pay for that, you gotta pay for this, you gotta pay for that. But that is the game, and I hate it. I hate it because it's not about art and it's not about music. It's about money. And back to Apple Music. So I'm trying to separate the stems, and apparently if you're using music through Apple Music, you cannot separate stems. Why would I not be able to separate the stems? What do you think the art, this is what blows me so much. The art of DJing is breaking songs down and putting them back together. That is literally why there's a fader. That is why there is sample, loop, oh my goodness. Hold up, because this shit don't make no sense. Like, no, now I'm getting hot. I'm getting mad. Because let's really talk about this shit. All of these buttons on here, from the fucking looper, why would you be looping something? Because you're making another fucking song. From the looper to the sampler to the cue to the fader to the tempo. Why are you changing tempos if you're not making a whole new song? Everything about what a DJ board is about deconstructing a song and making it into a different song. So why in the hell would you have your music licensed to a DJ software program in which you cannot legally separate the song into stems? Are you kidding me right now? Mind you, Apple Music was my second attempt at trying to get the music legally. Because I have the controller, so I'm like, okay, let me see what the program is hitting for, So first I started with BeatSource. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start a trial with BeatSource. I'm gonna see what BeatSource is about. BeatSource, I typed in Prince. Ain't no Prince songs pop up. I said, oh, not one Prince. Why Prince? Prince, Prince. Nelson, Roger, Prince. Prince. Not one Prince song popped up. I said, oh, maybe I need to go to the website. So I went to the website and I typed in Prince again, and a couple songs popped up, but it was just a couple. I said, ooh, okay, maybe that's just that artist. Let me see. So I went to look up the song I wanted originally to start, the first song I wanted to mix on here, which is JB's You Can Have Watergate. That's the song I wanted to mix. It's on the album Doing It to Death. I wanted to mix that song. I searched the song up. The song is nowhere to be found. I said, okay, let me see if they have the JB's album. Nowhere to be found. I said, okay, let me see if they have James Brown, because that's his band. I type in James Brown. James Brown, it pops up. 8 songs. 8 James Brown songs. What the fuck am I supposed to do with 8 James Brown songs? And it clicked in my head why DJs, because I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, when I went to clubs in the past couple years, I felt like a lot of DJs play the same music. Like, there's very few DJs that play original mixes. Like they mixed it themselves. Like, they mixed the track. Like, yes, it's somebody else's song, yet, but they mixed it. They used the knobs on the controller. You understand? The sample, the loop, the temp. They sped it up. They mixed the song. They cut it. It's very few DJs that do that. A lot of DJs just play the same songs. And now that I'm looking at the shit, I understand why. Because if you're using Apple Music, if you're using BeatSource, you only have access to a limited amount of music. But it's getting advertised like you have access to every song available. I mean, I'm clicking on it. It's saying 7 million plus songs. 7 million is a lot. And you only got 8 James Brown songs? Get out. Don't piss me off. I'm not finna pay for that. Don't make me mad. So then I went to BeatSource. Actually, no. Apple Music was my third means to try to legally source this music. So BeatSource, they don't have Prince. They don't have James Brown. This is not going to work. So automatically, I'm like, okay, let me try Beatport. I didn't even waste my time actually making an account. I just went to see what they had. I did the same thing. No James Brown. This time nothing popped up at Beatport. I typed in Prince, I ain't getting nothing. I typed in James Brown, nada. I said, oh hell no. So then I went to Apple Music where they did have the JB's album. Woo! But they're acting, I don't know, it's acting funny about letting me upload it to Serato for some reason. And I don't like the fact that I can't split the song into stems, which again is also why I feel like I'm understanding why these DJs sound the same. Because if you're using Apple Music, you can't mix and learn how to really mix and break songs down and make new songs. You can't, because you can't separate the fucking stems. You can't take these drum tracks and mix it with this piano. You can't do that because you using Apple Music. Or you can't do that because you're using BeatSource and they just don't even have the song on there. But you want me to pay you $40 a month? You want me to pay you $40 a month and you don't have no James Brown? I'm sorry. I don't want to listen to Machine Gun Kelly. And that's no hate to Machine Gun Kelly. I'm just saying, why can't we have Machine Gun Kelly and James Brown? And I'm only saying Machine Gun Kelly because that's when I opened the Beat Source whatever app, when I opened it up, that's Machine Gun Kelly, Charlie XCX, Machine Gun Kelly, Charlie XCX. Okay, that's great. That's it? $40 a month? Some of these plans is $500 a year just for the music. That's not even the controller. And then what's even more crazy is the fact that it's all separate. Like, this shit is a hustle. I'm not gonna lie. And it's crazy. I'm noticing this as I'm sitting here and I have acquired half of the shit. It's just a fucking hustle. It's a hustle because it's like you gotta buy the controller. You would think that you buy the controller, the least the bitch would do is come with a look, I can't even say it because I can't believe it. You would think the least it would come with is a subscription. Why would I buy? That's like you buying a PS5 and having to pay, well, I guess y'all do V-Bucks and all that shit, but that's like buying a PS5 and having to pay just to play 2K. I mean, I guess y'all do, but that's a scam. This consumerism is getting out of hand. We used to be a country. If you bought a piece of software, of course the programming that come with the software would be included for free. That is a part of the purchase. So you telling me I gotta buy the software, I gotta buy the controller, then I have to purchase a subscription for the software, because the free version is not shit. So I gotta purchase a subscription through the software. Okay. So far I'm at 2 checks. I done wrote 2 checks. Now I have to pay another subscription for the music. Oh my God. This they're getting over. They sold us the dream that the internet and digital shit was the future, but really they're just finding new ways to charge us. Sadly, they're just finding new ways to make us spend money. Why the fuck is the program not included with the software? And why is the music not included in the program? The program is made to play music, y'all. We losing the plot. The program, Serato and Rekordbox is not made for nothing else but to play music. Why in the hell would the music not be included? These controllers, these specific controllers, these DJ boards are specifically manufactured and produced for the programs like Rekordbox and Serato. Why the hell would they not be included with the... So this is my dilemma. My dilemma is that all of the legal means of attaining this music will not work for me. One, because the ways in which I can attain it, I cannot break the music into stems. So I'm probably going to have to take the music, use it in a separate program, right, that I may have to pay for, because which I already am paying for some sampler programs. The shit is ridiculous. It's a scam. You got to pay for every piece of the puzzle. They sitting here breaking down, making Serato sampler, Serato DJ, Serato looper, and making us pay for every piece of the same shit. Like, oh, y'all are evil and sick and twisted. So I'm probably going to have to either use that and still use a whole third-party system to break. You know what's crazy? Before I even got started doing this, I knew it was going to be a lot of work, because I knew what I wanted was not going to just be readily available. But I was like, I had faith, because like I said, I hadn't looked at the program's Beatsource app. I hadn't looked at them. So I had faith. But now my faith is being shattered quickly. So I already knew I was going to have to do this, but that's just what it is. But again, and the other legal means of me sourcing this music is they just actually don't have the music I want to play, which sucks. But what also sucks about the way I've been getting the music is that I hear the quality deteriorate as I go through these other means of sourcing it. It's not as clear, it's not as crisp, the BPM is off, I hear the cheapness in the quality from not getting it through actual licensing. But as I said, the licensing programs either don't have the music or I can't break them into stems. It's ridiculous. And I'm starting to understand why people who strictly play vinyl, I'm starting to understand why they strictly play vinyl. Because it's like, this is limited. It looks like it's unlimited, but it's limited. Rekordbox, Serato, Beatsource, Beatpro, all this, it's limited. It's very limited. But that's why I get so fed up with capitalism, technology, and keeping up with the Joneses, and just the way shit get marketed. That's why I'm so anti buying shit. Like, it's not because I'm just cheap. I know because I'm black, because my skin is black, it's going to be perceived as me being cheap. I don't care how nobody, that's the truth, because I'm black, it's going to be perceived as cheap and ghetto. But the truth is, I genuinely believe a lot of things are not worth the dollar amount put on them. Whether it be quality, whether it be quantity, whether it be the means of production, whether it be how it was sourced, whether it be just the actual use of it, I don't think a lot of things are worth the price. I actually think a lot of things are hustles. And a lot of things sell convenience while actually just making you break your back to pay more money. Because here I am, I didn't got all the pieces, and I'm still gonna have to do things another way, because this is actually very limited and not creative. This is actually very much about a dollar. And that's what I'm learning the more I get older and navigate the artistic scene, is that a lot of things is more about a dollar than I would like to believe. And that's okay, because a person like me is good at what they do. So, you know, just give me my dollars, and I'll go about my way. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like I see. It's kind of like when people say all, like, I heard somebody say a couple years ago, all the rappers sound the same because they all using Logic, and they all using the same plugins, and they all using the same amps and reverbs and whatever, and they using the same DAWs. And they were saying, like, even though they all are doing different things, they all sound the same because they're using the same program. I feel like that's why the DJs sound the same, because they're using the same program, same deck. Even this deck, this is probably the most common deck. I literally was on somebody live, and they were DJing with this deck. So, things aren't about skill and talent and taste, for real. I ain't trying to sound like one of them people, but I am, because I respect DJing, I respect the culture, and I respect what it really is. And what it really is black people just being creative. That's it. It's just black people being creative, and a certain demographic of people take black people's creativity and they exploit it into this, because a black man created the fader. I don't know if that's known. I know it's not known publicly, but a black man created a fader. A black man created this piece, this knob that made the transition between songs seamlessly. A black man in his creativity, not his pursuit of money. That's why they have a hard time thinking of innovative shit, because they think of innovative shit not through the lens and the open heart of creativity, but through the greed and through the the scavenge for money and financial gain. And that puts a block on your creativity. It really does. It's hard to create from that sense, like from that place. It's hard to create from greed. Like, it's hard to create when you're thinking about obtaining something else and not creating. You have to create to create. He made the fader because he wanted to be able to mix songs together, not because he wanted a dollar. But it's, like I said, a certain group of people exploit black people's creativity and our natural ability to, make something out of nothing, and then they just start putting a bunch of price tags on it. And then when a black person says this is ridiculous, it's not worth the money, and it's overhyped, again, I'll get stereotyped as saying, I'm cheap, I'm poor, I'm this, I'm that, I'm ghetto. But I'm just objectively looking at this. It's overhyped, it's overpriced. It's no way in hell you have over 7 million songs, but you only have 7 Prince songs and 8 James Brown songs. These are people who are been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You only have 14 of their songs. But you want $40 a month. That's that greed. You want $40 a month. Come on. come on. The people who created it and the artists who shaped it, because James Brown shaped DJ culture. Don't get me, see, I don't have time for it because the video too long. But if we really want to talk about it, the drum loops and the drum breaks and the mixing and scratching that was getting done was over James Brown drum records. Similarly, in the UK, they were getting scratched and mixed in jungle music. All of that old school jungle music, not all of it, but a lot of that old school jungle music is Black American soul, blues, and funk music that they were taking and speeding the BPM up and mixing and scratching in the UK. The same thing they was doing in New York, the same thing they was doing in the South. So you telling me that a bunch of Black artists and musicians made the music that inspired the culture of DJing, but now in 2025, I'm trying to buy a music subscription to DJ, and those same musicians and artists, I can't even find them on the music app for the DJ software programming. Bull.